This is the NFL Weekend Review Show on the Flex Network.
Going up, coming down, does he come down with it? Does Golden State have it? He's in the end zone, he has!
This is the Flex Network.
Unbelievable!
This is the
Romo
Flex
can't get the
Network.
squad down!
Flex on them.
Run Zeke. Up the middle, he's gone! Zeke's gone! Goodbye, Zeke! Touchdown! Short yardage, pinched in. The dogs got out.
Flex on them, G.
Brandon in the gun, third and 8. Crowd making noise. Manning 5 steps. Here comes the run. Taco's got it. It's an Eli Taco. Low snap. He picks it up. He looks. He stands. He rushes. Oh, he's up the middle. He's running up the middle. Boom!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flex Network is here. We are back in action. The SnowMan and myself are a little disappointed this week. Cowboy Cam is once again disappointed this week. But we're here. Right underneath me is my man, Cowboy Cam. Say what's up, Cam.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Cowboy Cam. We here live with you. It's great to be here. What an interesting week for my Dallas Cowboys and for those Seattle Seahawks.
And above Cam, to my side, is the one and only SnowMan.
Oh, good God. I mean, Cam, you cannot be really smiling that much. I mean, you can only be half smiling. I mean, at least the top tier up here got to overtime. We had a ball game. Y'all didn't even get out the gate. Y'all were playing the Philadelphia trash man kicking field goal movie down there.
We flew to DC and just to kick a field goal.
Yeah, you did.
Correct. Well, let's go ahead and get the show started this evening. I am Flex Mike. You can find me on Twitter at FlexMike11. We are the Flex Network. This is the Flex Network NFL Week in Review Show. You can find us on all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Flex Network on Facebook, at Flex Network or at the Flex Network 1 on Twitter is our main account there. SnowMan runs the wrestling account at FlexNet_PW Elite, and Cowboy Cam has his own page on Facebook that he's primarily on there. So you can find all of us there. But let's talk about a few things. The NFL trade deadline is slowly approaching. We've seen a couple of moves take place, and ironically, the majority of the news has been between the Cowboys and the Seahawks. Yes. Not dealing with each other, but just trades or releases for that matter. We saw Everson Griffin get traded to the Lions, so he goes there. A lot of Seattle fans were mad. Oh, why didn't we bring him here? No, thank you. He was not doing anything in Dallas. Yeah, I didn't want him here anyway. He was non-existent in Dallas, so yeah, not interested. And then the Cowboys turn around and they were looking for trade partners for defensive tackle Dontari Poe and give me the corner. What's his name?
Daryl Worley.
Yeah, Daryl Worley. They were looking for trade partners for those guys, but that obviously didn't happen. So Cam, give me the 411 on that. I know that the Cowboys actually just flat out cut them from the roster, but let me know kind of what you're hearing, what's going on in those parts.
Well, anytime you, as a GM owner or as a general manager, anytime you hear a team say, hey, we're looking for trade partners, but we're going to cut them anyway, nobody's going to trade for those guys. Nobody's going to do it. You just rather pick them up after they get cut or not deal with them at all. They've been really unimpressive. I had not high hopes for Dontari Poe, but at least wanted him to be a factor, and he gets washed a lot. You're able to run the ball on him. He's not the same as he was a few years ago. Daryl Worley, he wasn't even really supposed to be playing. We had some injuries at corner, forcing him to play, and it just didn't work out that way. And so now the Cowboys are looking to play their young guys, Reggie Robinson, Bradley and Neville Gallimore, of those sorts. It's not a rebuild. It's a brief retooling that we're about to do.
Yeah, and we've seen the Cowboys do this before when the Tony Romo regime, and Snow's got this crazy look on his face because he just doesn't. Snow, you don't understand it, and I'm just going to break it down for you real quick and explain it to you.
Before you explain,
this is.
Oh, go ahead.
No, tell me, give me your 2 cents. No, I'm actually curious as to what you think about
retooling.
Everything came to
retooling. Do we really need to start this whole thing now? Dallas, ladies and gentlemen.
Iceberg, right ahead.
Thank you. Oh my God, we killed Kenny. We killed Kenny? We killed Kenny. We're bastards.
It's over. Cut the check. Let's just move on to 2021. This Dallas iceberg has just been hit. Literally. After what happened this past week and the fact what's going down there, with trade and, oh yeah, we're just going to come anyway. It's just dead and over. I mean, come on. I mean, your team quit on you up in DC. They quit on the coach. They quit on the backup quarterback. I can understand, if he got knocked down and, something, it was miscommunication, something happened and they didn't, something happened. But your boy got headshot. Boom. DC was going for his head and he got his head and no one did anything. No one came to bat for this poor man. The rifle literally just got sawed off at the head and no one stepped up to help this poor man.
Oh my gosh.
Literally.
I deserve all of I deserve all of this. I deserve
For again, let me just reiterate this. Really, really, really reiterate this moment for this man, for Dallas Cowboy fans.
Be patient. Just wait. They will not let you down. They are an accident waiting to happen.
We are screwed!
That wasn't
over.
That wasn't an accident though. That wasn't an accident though. That is what you saw is what the Dallas Cowboys are. That wasn't an accident. We are bad. We are a bad football team. But everything you said is right. You're preaching straight facts. The team quit, and that's why you're seeing a lot of these veteran guys being let go. Because if you're gonna have a new head coach, you're gonna have to let the young players play and get adjusted to the new coach. So, I mean, I'm sad, but I'm not like terribly sad. Like I'm missing my quarterback and my offensive line, man. Come on now.
Hey Jerry, do you want to chime in about what's been happening, or do you have something?
Damn it! Every year this happens to me. Why? I mean, why? This is the reason I eat my feelings.
That was good. That was a good one.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for your input on that. But guys, I got nothing. I mean, what else do we need to see? How else do you lose with Dallas? How else can you lose with Dallas?
We're on backups, man.
You're on backups.
Okay.
So do I need to bust out that other quote? Do I need to bust out this quote right here for him? Yes, the quarterback quote that my mom has graciously pointed out to me that she wanted me to give it out to the nation because it was her idea. But basically, if you need a reminder, it's this.
Don't care that they have a third string quarterback. All you need is a warm body to turn around and hand the ball off and play defense.
So there you go, Cowboy Cam.
Mike, man, Flex Mike, I appreciate you giving us this gem because we are literally on the third string quarterback. So it's hilarious.
Okay, now that you two clowns are done, allow me to explain things in a football term. Someone needs a mute here because I'm hearing an echo. But here's the thing. We need a situation here. Snow, go ahead and mute yourself as well. Yeah, so we need a situation here. Okay, I think we're all good now.
Okay.
But Cam, go ahead and continue while I fix out my technical difficulties.
I got you. And so we've seen Everson Griffin to Detroit. We've seen Don Terry Poe and Daryl Worley be cut by the Dallas Cowboys. Now we got Carlos Dunlap headed to the Seattle Seahawks, which I don't even think he played. I don't even think he played this week. He actually was tweeting from home, I think, saying that his I think he has a loft that he was like, I have all this square feet. Somebody come by. It's in a nice neighborhood. Get me out of Cincinnati. In which veteran players often feel that way, you know. Some veteran players don't have time for a rebuild. Carlos Dunlap is in a win now mode. Like he's trying to, you know, elevate his that's the bag. Carlos Dunlap
Cincinnati,
is
right there for you.
Yeah, you know, Carlos Dunlap is looking for a ring. He's looking to, you know, build his resume. And so I think him going to Seattle to help that pass rush will be much needed. He's a really good pass rusher. He's been one since he's been in the league. So shout out to Seattle for making that trade.
Oh yeah, I think that would actually help. It's going to help us. Cincinnati Bengals, obviously, also in the same boat that you're in, Cam. We need to get rid of people. You take him. Here you go. Because obviously,
yeah.
Part
of the difference between Cincinnati and Dallas has been that the Dallas was expecting themselves to be between 11 and 13 wins, somewhere in that area this year. And that obviously did not happen because of injury. And Snow, I kind of wanted to touch on a couple of things when we talk about Dallas. Like, by no means am I a Cowboy fan. I actually don't like them at all. But you have to understand a couple of things about it, right? A lot of times, because of the fan base of the Cowboys get this criticism because they are the most popular sports franchise in the world. I mean, over Manchester United, the New York Yankees, all of those teams, and so there's a lot of things going on with the Cowboys where they get this criticism where a lot of people say, oh, Dallas is terrible. Look at this. But you take any team and you say, okay, quarterback out of there. Entire offensive line out of there. Defensive line gets zero pressure out of there. Secondary that was already a bad secondary. The Cowboys are going to have to score about 30 a game like Seattle to be in a winning picture anyway. The defense was already bad. And the tight end hurt, just so many things going on. Zeke having this fumbling issue, Amari Cooper being non-existent, Michael Gallup being non-existent, a lot of things going on. And then you even look at the backup quarterback, Tony Pollard, he's fumbling. He's doing a lot of special teams. Weird things are going on. And so I just, it's one of those things that you look at and you're like, man, if you were to make anyone or any team have all of those injuries like Dallas has this year, we would all be in the same boat. You take Russell Wilson off the Seahawks, dude, we're a 4-win team. Like, let's be honest. The team can function. Don't get me wrong. We have a lot of offensive weapons. We can function. But with Russell Wilson on the team playing at an MVP level, you're looking at a 12-win team as long as he's playing at that level. But when you start to talk about linemen getting injured, and not to mention historically one of the worst defensive coordinators that the NFL's ever seen.
Still work.
And then you look at Mike McCarthy, who just seems so out of sync with his players. Like, there's a lot of things going on within that organization right now. Players becoming really upset because they're like, to them, they're like, we're the Cowboys. We shouldn't be losing like this. This is ridiculous. At least Jason Garrett got it to 8-8, 9-7. Sprinkled in some better seasons there, obviously. But there's a lot of things going on with that team, and so when he says retool, he's right because there's a lot of things with the Cowboys that make sense. Flex Shane checking in, gentlemen. What's up, Shane? But here's real quick. But I'll wrap up with this. There's so many teams that were in this picture that have been bad forever. The Jets have been a bad team as long as I can remember. I mean, they made 2 back-to-back AFC championship games like a decade ago, if not more. But let's remember that there's a lot of teams in the NFL that have been historically bad for quite some time. But when he says retool, a team that does a rebuild is the team that all their stars are old or retiring or went to different teams, or they wanted to be traded for whatever reason. But a team that does a retool, and the reason I can speak on this is because Seattle just did a retool a couple years ago. And a retool is, I have a quarterback, I have some foundational pieces, so I don't need to do a full rebuild, unlike Cincinnati over the last couple of years that said, we're blowing it up, we're getting a new head coach, we're getting a brand new quarterback, we're getting a lot of new players, we want to take our old age and turn it into youth. And so there's a lot of things there. Cincinnati's doing a rebuild, and Dallas can certainly do a retool because, mind you, you could say what you want about Cleveland's ability to actually win games, but you can't really argue with the talent that they actually have. They have a ton of talent, but they have zero. Their big issue is in the head coach / GM. But we will rest it there, and I'll leave it alone. Snow, I'll give you another minute to say your last thoughts here. And then we'll move on to our recaps.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. This will be the last thing. I can understand, a retool. I mean, yes, Dallas is still technically in the mix in the NFC least to get into the playoffs. I will give them that. And that is literally the only way that they're going to get into this playoff, into this new, format this year, because we're going to have 4 wildcard games on each side, and the number 1 team is going to get that bye for that first round. And you need, to be sitting at the top of your division to get to host a wildcard game. So I understand the retool. You're still in the mix. But what happened at Washington showed everybody that they have quit. That they've literally just said, we're packing it up, we're done, because they're not going to fight for their second string quarterback who has experience. I can understand if this was a fresh new quarterback. I can understand if it was Tua and he was getting reps in, and something bad happened, or if it was just someone.
But you're talking about a veteran. You're talking about a seasoned veteran, a guy that's been to Pro Bowls, a guy that's been to the playoffs. And then the major thing is, a guy who's on 105.3 actually put this on his Facebook, and it was perfect. Years ago, the Seahawks were playing the Titans. That's when we saw Richard Sherman, and Richard Sherman hit Marcus Mariota out of bounds late, and drew flag, all that good stuff. And Taylor Lewan ran over there and was in that dude's face like nobody's business, and was ready to snap his neck essentially. And then you look at this hit that was obviously dirty. Sometimes in football, there's a bang bang play where you just, you're not necessarily aiming for the head, like you're going for the tackle, and then the quarterback decides to slide, and so the levels get mixed up, and you accidentally hit their head. But this was not one of those plays. This play from step 1 to step 10 was his shoulder was, heat seeking for his head the entire time. The player deserved to be ejected. And Cam, you had said that the players are soft, right? And I'm not going to say that they're 100% soft, but in an area where you should be stepping up, like I'm ready to throw hands with someone who's going to hurt my quarterback like that. I'm going to defend my teammate.
And that's what didn't happen. No one came to his defense. It was like he got hit, he was knocked out, and their players said, "Hey, we need some help." But no one came like, "Hey, what was that shot for?" At least something that indicates to me that, or at least indicates that you're going to protect your quarterback no matter who it is. If it's Dak, if it's Dalton, if it's the third string, it shouldn't matter. You need to step up and protect your quarterback. It doesn't matter if it was a cheap shot, if it was intentional, if it was, a bang bang play, if it was an accident, like he slipped and he hit, he slipped and fell and he hit him in the, and knocked him out. You still need to step up and say, "Hey, don't do that to my quarterback." They didn't do it. Not one.
Right. And let's talk about this for a second. Cam, let's talk about this for a second. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but Flex Shane here is saying, he says, will they pay Dak, you think? And here's the thing. Everyone is in agreement is that they should, right? They should. But what are they actually going to do when it comes down to it? Because if we're being honest with ourselves, Cam, and you know this, from Will McClay to Jerry Jones to Stephen Jones to all the people who make the decisions with contracts and things like that, you had 2.5 years to pay Dak and you failed to do it. Right? That's where we're at. So, Cam, give me a minute on this real quick. I know you got a lot to say about it, but let's condense a little bit and we can get on our recaps.
I can keep this short and simple because the play of the Dallas Cowboys kind of shows how important Dak Prescott is. Like he's literally the definition of an MVP. He carried that whole team. He hid all the ugly flaws with this team because that same O-line that was giving up sacks against Andy Dalton, Dak Prescott was behind that offensive line, putting up those great numbers. So I don't for those fans out there saying like, "Oh, it's the O-line." No, Dak Prescott played behind that same offensive line. And the worse the Cowboys look, the more Dak Prescott value goes up.
In essence,
yeah, you know what? And it's not just that. You said that he is the definition of an MVP, and I guess our definitions are a little bit different. But because my definition would say, can this guy single-handedly win you games? And he's proven that he can't really do that because of how atrocious the defense is. Because it's like they get in a hole and they're down by 35 and he's got to make some ridiculous comeback. And he tries his best. He's a very good player, don't get me wrong. But he's missing one or two things, but those things are on their way. But he agrees, or I agree that he deserves to be in that MVP conversation 100%. He is that caliber of player. A lot of people forget that he's like barely getting out of his rookie contract. So he's got a lot of time to grow. Russell Wilson has been through a rookie contract, a deal after that, and he's in what are we going to, the second year of his third contract. So
man, where has time gone?
Exactly. It's like I remember Russell Wilson getting drafted, and I remember a guy in a Marine Corps uniform on draft day announcing the pick, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I remember thinking, I watched that guy play at Wisconsin. That guy's actually good. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it translates. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
They should pay him 100%, and the Cowboys, I think that and this isn't going off of anything that I know because I've talked to sources or anything like that, but from what I have seen, the Dallas Cowboys are a very different team without Dak. I think Dak and his ability to put points on the board and make their receivers relevant and incorporate Zeke and make guys like Blake Jarwin or Dalton Schultz or whoever that is, and make the offensive line look not nearly as bad. I think that he was kind of like be able to hide a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. Here I'm just gonna bottom line this. Well, I agree with all what everyone's been saying, with Dak and everything. Yes, he is gonna get paid because not only, he is the heart and soul of that team, as prevalent to what, everyone's been sticking up for him for years, and it's been built around him. The team has been built around Dak. And the fact that the heart and the soul of the team is out for the year, and the gruesome injury that happened to him on a run play, it is going to be a very good payday for Dak coming up, mainly because Andy Dalton and how he's performing and how this defense is just letting it down for him. Bottom line.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
Yeah, he gonna be.
Dude, that's
so
much.
Yeah, he's gonna be getting that payday, coming up at the end of the season, and it's going to be a very, very good thing for Dak, and it will be something, that entices him to be better and to have that defense be like, okay, and that offense be like, okay, we got a chance to reset for next year and get better. Dak's got, guys money, and he's, our dude. So let's get back to business.
Okay,
I'm saying next year.
Let's get into this weekly pick 'em because I'm ready to celebrate.
Okay, let's talk about a couple things. I'm going to run through the scores real quick, and we'll just get it rolling. Eagles beat the Giants 22-21. Those dang divisional games, dude, it's crazy. No one knows you better than your own division. It's insane. It doesn't matter how good or how bad the other team is. No one knows you better than your own division. They just drive me crazy.
Can y'all pull up the
Cardinals
of the week real quick?
We will in a second. Hold on. Cardinals beat the Seahawks 37-34 in overtime. Another overtime game between these two teams. Crazy.
They're crazy.
Russell Wilson actually did not play a good game. We saw the alien that is DK Metcalf absolutely hawk Buda Baker while running around Russell. I mean, he's got freak speed. All those guys that those combine guys that said he wasn't this and dude, get out of here. Anyway, we'll leave that alone. Exactly.
Chugga, just down the field, like he just stole his lunch money and he ran for it.
And you know what? The defense rewarded him by not allowing them to score, and they didn't kick the field.
Yeah.
So it was just wild.
It was a crazy game. And you know what? A lot of people I've been hearing that they are literally freaking out because of this game. Like, seriously, like after the game, it was like, oh, I'm not going to watch this, this team anymore. Defense, blah, blah, blah. It's like, did you guys watch the same game I was watching? First of all, yeah, we had 3 interceptions. One was negated because of turnover. Another one was negated for the defense stepping up. So technically, we only had one turnover, and that was in overtime. And yeah, it led to a game-winning field goal. But again, we're
you
in
know what?
overtime.
Not just that. The big deal there was I think that wasn't as much of like a bad throw as it was a miscommunication. I think
Yeah,
Russell wanted something really quick there, and whoever the receiver he was
Isaiah
targeting was
Simmons.
continued to run upfield, and we happened to throw a pick to the guy who was on the field for like 4% of the snaps. Is ridiculous. But
yeah.
anyway,
And the plain
that
fact
happened.
that Arizona, when we play Arizona in Arizona, the last several times, crazy things have happened.
And I'm
Ties.
okay with losing this game early in the season as opposed to losing it late. I don't want this type of loss late in the season. So I'll take that. But anyway, let's keep moving. Browns actually have to come back on the Bengals. They beat them 37-34. It was the tale of two halves for Baker Mayfield. He looked like a bum the first half. Second half, he looked legit. So we'll see what happens as that rolls forward. Steelers beat the Titans 27-24 in a pretty big kind of like shocking win. Cam gets that one right, and I think that's what ultimately separated him this week. But you know what? I'll tell you this. The Steelers were all over the Titans in the first half. The Titans could not figure it out. And then the second half started, and they started putting points up, but they ended up losing. Panthers lose to the Saints 27-24. Teddy Bridgewater was out there wheeling and dealing, doing his thing against his old team. So he was cooking. I like that. And then the Bills actually, they were losing 10-0 at the Jets or to the Jets at one point. And then it was either the Bills figured it out or the Jets were like, hold on, we're supposed to be tanking. Something's got to go here. And so the Jets score 18 unanswered points. It was wild. And then we got.
Wait, was that the game that was just a field goal kicking game for them?
Yeah, they kicked 6 field goals. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This game reminded me of LSU and Alabama, the field goal kicking game. What the hell, Bills? You don't score a touch.
Yeah.
You only get don't score a touchdown at all. Josh Allen, where are you? Where are you? I can't find you. Where's your arm? But yet the kickers, they're saving grace. That's just crazy.
I can say this though.
Right.
I can say this about the Jets. We're starting to see that it is Adam Gase because Greg Williams has that defense showing up every week. I don't care what nobody says. The Jets defense shows up. That offense is just terrible.
I mean, that has been true for any Greg Williams defense on any team that he's been on. They've been firing off the ball, and I'll tell you, a team that wishes they didn't get rid of Greg Williams is probably Cleveland right now. They probably wish they had him right now. But anyway, we'll keep it moving. Washington beats the Cowboys 25-3. We talked about they flew all that distance just to kick one field goal, whatever. Packers beat the Texans 35-20. Buccaneers beat the Raiders 45-20. A lot of people are saying that the Buccaneers are kind of like on their way up, and I don't think that they are. I think that I think that they caught a Raiders team that didn't have their entire offensive line and a couple of other pieces, and so I would love to see the Raiders at full strength against the Buccaneers one more time, because that's kind of BS, but. Anyway, Chiefs beat the Broncos 43-16 in the snow. 49ers over the Patriots 33-6. Cam Newton gets benched in this game. He just did not play a good game. The 49ers are still 100% fake because they're injured like nobody's business, and I don't trust them. Let's see. Chargers beat the Jaguars 39-29. And then on Monday night, the Rams pretty much take care of the Bears pretty easily, 24-10. No real upsets in there or shockers in there outside of the Pittsburgh game. I'm not surprised that Pittsburgh won, but I am surprised in the way that they looked. I mean, they were very bipolar in that game. They were real high in the first half and then real low in the second half. So looking for a little balance there. But Snow, get all the information out that you need because it's time to make the picks. The picks
Yeah.
are here.
Last little thing.
You know what?
Go ahead. Uh-oh. I think the mic froze.
Oh, he froze. Oh, no.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
Snowman,
Okay,
do me a favor. Snowman, do me a favor. Pull up the
Yes.
pull up the little LOL of the week bar. Pull that
All
up
right,
real quick.
here we go.
Hey, shout out to Daniel Jones breaking an 80-yard run by himself, somehow stumbles and falls, and the Giants don't score a touchdown off of that. And so they end up basically losing that game. Wow, Daniel Jones. All you have to do is just keep running, buddy. Just keep running. Yeah, that's my LOL of the week right there.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. That was just too freaking funny on its own. It's like he slipped on a banana peel and was like, no. Like I had open field. Help me. I had open field and I
He was by himself.
No one could touch that man, and yet he decides to yabba dabba fly
Hey, but I mean he got some wheels. He has some wheels. He can run. It caught me off guard when I seen him take off running. I was like, whoa. But just to fall, like the turf monster to get you at the 10-yard line, like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of there was some close moments in games this week. Of course, Titans. That game, I was literally on the edge of my seat. I literally thought that game was going to be going to overtime, and it was going to be, one hell of an overtime. But
Who's
they missed
the Titans kicker. I forgot who the Titans kicker was.
I have the Titans right here. Let me as soon as
Gostowski?
No, I think it might be. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's Stephen Gostowski.
Or no, I think it might have been Vinatierium.
Either way, it was wide right.
By an inch. Literally by that much.
Oh my gosh.
And just looking back, I'm like, wow. I mean, it was a close game, to literally leave it up to chance, but looks like yep. Here we go again. Work with me, dang it. I'll give you a cookie if you work. Mike just bashing on his computer right now, saying, work, dang it.
Go ahead and get in. Let's go ahead and get into the pick'em since he's coming right back. Who we got first game?
All right, let me get that done, and then let me switch on down to left. Oh yeah, and here's for everyone out there our picks standings. Right now, last week's standings we had Cowboy Cam sitting at pretty at 11-3, and then it was a bad week for you boys, the SnowMan at 8-6, and then Mike at 9-5. I mean, you took some gambles last week, man. Cincinnati, you lost on that one. You picked that one. Literally last shave second. You picked the Niners, and you won on that one. So it was good. You know what? I gotta say on my laugh moment of the week. My laugh out moment of the week had to be the Detroit game.
Oh my God.
How do you guys let the Detroit Lions come back? Not only get the touchdown to tie the game, and then they kick the field goal to win the game. Literally just a what the moment for everybody. But
Atlanta,
it was impressive.
Atlanta finds another way to lose the game.
Joins the Dallas Cowboys with that. But all right, let's get. But
cut that out.
But season-wise, Cowboy Cam's sitting at the top. Sitting on a 7.
I'm just trying to run
You're
away
only
from the
7 up. You're only 7 up, man. You're only 7 games up on us. So we still got a lot of game left. We still got a lot of season left. But all right, let's get into these picks. Thursday night football is going to be Atlanta taking on Carolina.
Ooh, divisional
at Carolina 5:20 p.m. on Thursday night football or Pacific time on Fox. Atlanta has won 5 of the last 6 games versus Carolina. Let's get into a pick here, man. Let's start with you.
I'll go first. No, I don't like this Atlanta Falcons team. I mean, they're going to play hard. They're going to be in the game, but I really like what Carolina's doing. Teddy Bridgewater's showing that he is definitely a starting NFL quarterback. DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson are in the top. They're probably one of the top duos, one of the top 5 duos in the NFL. So give me Carolina over Atlanta. What's going on, Alex? I see you, buddy. What's going on?
Again, some additional picks in here. Alex with the Falcons going with an upset on that one. So okay, I mean, Atlanta, no offense, but last week you had a chance. You had a chance. Literally. But you let it just go down the drain and literally just went sideways. Just rolling. I'm hopping on board with you with Carolina. I don't like Atlanta as much. They just find new ways to lose.
You can't make this up.
We can't. I mean, it's literally just how do you guys give up that big, that opportunity? You let Detroit drive down with no timeouts on the clock.
No timeouts. Drive the field.
64 seconds left on the clock. 64 seconds left, and you just let them drive down the field, score the touchdown, kick the field goal, and they get out of Atlanta with the win. But just crazy. I mean, we'll get Matt's pick or Flex Mike's picks when he gets back in here.
Oh yeah,
and we'll have him go through and everything.
I love it.
Let's just keep rolling. Sunday. 10 a.m. Pacific time, we got the Pats going on up to face Bills Mafia. The Bills on CBS. This should be a good game. Let me find where it's. New England has had 12 points or fewer in 3 straight games. I will start this one off. I am going to be joining Bills Mafia because Pats benching Cam Newton, getting their butts whipped and thrashed last week. It was not pretty.
No.
It was not pretty.
No.
God, it was just horrible last week to see, literally, what was it, 3 interceptions and he got benched? Yeah, Cam benched after 3 interceptions. And it was just literally everyone saying
help. Well, Cam is saying help because, man, I mean, if I'm going to give Tom Brady the benefit of the doubt that the receiving core was that bad, then I have to give Cam Newton that same benefit of the doubt that the receiving core is that bad. But we're eventually gonna have to talk about players coming off of COVID because Cam doesn't look right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Cam doesn't look right. And there's also one player that plays for the Cowboys named Ezekiel Elliott. He hasn't been the same, I guess, since being diagnosed with COVID because I'm seeing him get blown up on blocking assignments, fumbling the football. So that might be something we may have to take a peek into, but we'll see how it goes for the Patriots. But I'm gonna circle the wagons with you. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, it's gonna be Bills Mafia right now with us too, because literally
Cole Beasley's playing out his mind.
Yeah, right now, New England's basically just screaming,
help! Somebody better get me some more players up in here right now! I mean, come on, Jordan's playing with broken ribs. Our linebackers have never met each other.
That's so good.
Oh, y'all like Hail Marys? But you know what would be even better? Me not having to throw so many damn Hail Marys.
That is what New England is saying right now in their anger
God.
right now. Thank you, anger translator.
Oh, I'm so glad you have that clip. Oh my god!
But yes, the both of us, and until Flex Mike gets back on the air, we're going to be.
No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah, we circling the wagons. We going Buff. All right, next game on the docket, also 10 a.m. will be the Titans going up against Cincinnati in Cincinnati. Cincinnati has allowed 133.7 yards per game rushing allowed this season, both fifth most in the NFL right now. So, Cam, I think you'll be taking this one first.
Yeah. Well, this is an obvious choice. Once again, I love what Joe Burrow's doing with those Bengals. Man, Joe Burrow is playing out of his mind. You know that they're just a few players away. Like they're a few players away from fully rebuilding their team. I like Joe Burrow, but not against this Titans defense. The Titans defense is they haven't been as great as last season, but they're stepping up. I mean, hey, they got a critical interception against Big Ben last week to try to drive down the field for the game winner. So give me the Titans over the Bengals. That King Henry is going to run wild though.
Yeah, dude. I said this last week, and I truly believed it. The Titans are the real deal. Holyfield. Yeah, last week was a great game. It was, the last two undefeateds in the AFC. You got Pitt, you got Tennessee, and of course, if that kick went more left than right, we go in overtime. We might be talking about a completely different game. Pitt losing or Tennessee, again, might have lost by a touchdown, might have lost by a field goal, or they might have tied.
We never know.
The world may never know. I love that old Tootsie Pop, commercial with the owl. But yeah, Alex is, thinking the same thing. Titans by 6. I'm gonna call it Titans 28.
But 28. Sounds good.
But yeah, as I've said before, and I'll keep pointing at every time they're mentioned. And I probably need to update the record a little bit more, but
I tried to get you last week. I tried to
get me, but I'm swinging the sword. Swords up.
Oh yeah,
Titans. It's gonna be we're gonna be enjoying some Tennessee barbecue over them Bengals. Put some barbecue sauce on them Bengals. All right. Next up on the docket, we got Cleveland hosting the black and silver Las Vegas Raiders.
This is interesting.
10 a.m. And they are hosting. Vegas has allowed 30 plus points in 5 of the last 6 games of this season. Now, with that being said, I'm taking, of course, with me. Last week was just a different game. Offensive line was not all there with COVID, with what was it, COVID again?
Yeah.
But still, this is a team that should beat Cleveland, handsomely. Cleveland does not have Odell anymore. He's out for the season with a torn ACL. Again, this year is literally torn of the ACLs season. That's another one down.
Another one.
Just another one.
But it shows how important the offseason training is to make sure, these type of injuries aren't happening.
Yeah, the training, and also the preseason games. Because, of course, again, you got to remember, you got that time to get your body back in the NFL into NFL speed once you get to the season. And with no preseason, it was just, boom, we're going. And Flex Mike is back in the building. So we will backtrack.
Let me just tell you something real quick. My computer just went so wild, it's not even funny.
I'll give you a cookie if you work, dang it.
Okay. Give me the games you went through, and I'll throw you my
All right.
picks right off the top because
All
I'm
right.
all the way prepared.
Oh, we've only gone through 3 games, so you haven't missed much. We start with the Thursday night game, Atlanta versus Carolina at Carolina.
Give me Carolina. Give me Carolina right now.
Oh, we're all Carolinas. Second game we did Pats versus Buffalo at Buffalo.
Give me Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Again, we're all
No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Bills Mafia just gonna run.
Yeah, I'm feeling real good tonight. I back squatted 300 pounds earlier at the gym today. Feeling extra strong for a skinny guy. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it rolling.
Mike, you
All
feeling
right,
dangerous?
and then the
What'd you
next
say?
game we
hold on, Snow. What do you say, Cam?
You feeling dangerous?
Yeah, a little bit. All right.
Ready to raise his edge someone through a table?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
There was a video out there. It was posted on the Flex Network Facebook.
Oh yeah,
Bills Mafia.
We taking
Razor's
people through tables, baby. I love it.
Yep.
Hey, that's
right,
the worst.
3.
That's the worst part about fans not being able to go to games is the fact that you just know that you just know that in the Northeast, no one's getting dropped through a table, and it just breaks my heart a little bit, you know.
It's also got to break Home Depot's hearts too because they have a lot of tables on the shelf.
Yeah,
up there in New York,
for real.
They have a lot of tables, and the beer is almost stocked.
Oh god.
Okay.
Okay. So third
next game.
Did
Let's get
Tennessee versus Cincinnati at Cincinnati.
Don't matter. Tennessee.
Swords up. All right, and then we're all caught up. You're
okay,
all caught up,
let's keep it rolling.
All right.
Okay.
Vegas
Raiders
versus Cleveland.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's see. Cleveland favored by 2.5 points over the Las Vegas Raiders. Somewhere, Mama Snow is very annoyed with Las Vegas. That Las Vegas can't even give their own team a little bit of a rub. I'm missing it there. But Cam, let's start with you. Where are you going in that one?
Well, everyone's going crazy about Baker, but it was the Bengals, dog. Like it was the Bengals. I would love to see his record against other opponents outside of the Bengals. Give me the Raiders. I think the Raiders can take care of business and win this game.
Okay. Snow, what about you? I have a feeling, but let's hear it.
Again, right before you came back on, I was saying that Cleveland does not have Odell. He is out with ACL for the season. And again, it's the season of the ACL, being destroyed. I feel that Vegas is going to show back up this week. They're going to handle their business, and they're just going to thrash the Browns as Old Brown is back, Jack.
Wow.
To be wearing their old faithful again.
Wow.
So, sorry, Cleveland, start drowning your sorrows in some good Bud Light because it's going to be a thrashing by the Raiders.
I also feel like good Bud Light is maybe a little bit of an oxymoron, but I'll let it go.
Hey, as long as it's the orange Bud Light, we're good.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but anyway, we will say Las Vegas Raiders across the board over here, and I just think that exactly. My boy Chris Berman in the house. Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Cleveland's fake. They're too inconsistent. Baker Mayfield at any point could have a 5-pick game. He just doesn't make reads the way that you would expect a guy that's been in the league as long as him to make reads. So I'm pretty much out on that. But I got the Raiders in that one. Let's roll ahead to the next one. This is a little bit of tougher matchup. On CBS, Indy versus the Detroit Lions. Indy's favored by 3 points. SnowMan, where are we going in this one?
Oh my God, this is tough for me. Literally, Detroit has lost 6 straight home games, longest active streak right now. And they just came off a very interesting way to win against Atlanta this past week. But them Colts are another thing right now. 4-2, doing okay over there in that AFC South. They're right behind the Titans. They need this to stay competitive with the Titans at 5-1. But again, I feel like, Cam, I'm taking a word, one of your famous words on here. This is a trap game.
Yep.
This is going to be a trap game because either team could pull something out late and it would be like, what the heck? Where have they been doing this all game? Why weren't they all dominating all this game? But I feel like with how tough that NFC North is going to be for Detroit, I don't think it's going to be a very good night for that kitty. So I'm going with them Colts.
Smart man.
Okay, one Cowboy Cam. Let's hear it. Who you got in this one? Lions or Colts?
I see Alex Torres says Lions 24, Colts 17. I'm going to take the Colts with the opposite score. That is a great defense that's coming to town. They aren't the Atlanta Falcons. They're a really good defense. As long as Phillip Rivers takes care of the ball, the Colts win.
I'm opposite from both of you. I actually really like the Alex Torres thought here of first of all, how dare you take my comment down? I'm flashing that bad boy up there. I like what Alex Torres is saying. Lions 24, Colts 17. I think the Lions are going to be good against a lot of teams, but when it comes to the sake of their division, I think that they will look really, really good all the way through. And then when it's time to play Green Bay for the division, they're going to fall flat and get blown out by like 25 probably.
That makes sense, actually.
Right now, I like the Lions over the Colts. I'm going to take the Lions over the Colts. That's not a bad score prediction there. I think it'd be maybe somewhere around that score, maybe a little bit closer within 3 points or so. But I'm going to take the Lions in this one.
All right.
Cam, you know what he just did, right?
What?
You know what he's basically saying is going to happen to Phillip.
Oh,
rolling Phillip Rivers.
Every time we do this, Phillip Rivers throws 2 interceptions. Why did you do this?
Hey, all he had to do was go Indy, and we would have escaped that a little bit. but he's the first one out here to jump on that limb to be different. So this is the first different pick of the game so far.
Here we go.
But listen, here we go, because ladies and gentlemen, viewers of the Flex Network, and even Cowboy Cam and the SnowMan himself may or may not disagree with this. But ladies and gentlemen, presenting in what are we in? Week 8. Week 8. You're very serious candidate for blowout of the week. I present you the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is favored by 6.5. I personally think that the Green Bay Packers will blow out the Minnesota Vikings. There's been a lot of rumors about maybe one Cleveland kind of circling the wagons in the trade market, trying to get Adam Thielen over there. I've seen some of that floating around the NFL rumor Twitter hemisphere. So let's talk about it. I will take the Packers by at least 14 over the Minnesota Vikings, who are not a good football team. Even though it's a divisional matchup, NFC North, don't care. Aaron Rodgers is way better than anything Minnesota's been showing on defense. So give me Green Bay. And if you were to make me pick a score or something like that, I would say by at least 14. Alex Torres here actually dropping the score on here. Packers 35, Vikings 6. That is so much disrespect. But you know what? But there's a world where he's right. But
Yeah.
I'll carry over to Cam. Cam, let's hear it.
Well, the Vikings are in sell mode. Everyone's on the trade block. Everybody's available. Even Harrison Smith's available, which I'm surprised my Dallas Cowboys haven't gone calling. But Daniil Hunter is out as well. There's no pass rush. They just traded Ngwake to Baltimore. Yeah.
Hey, in
Ngwake. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like, man. But yeah, they just traded him to the Ravens. So yeah, give me the Packers all day.
Listen, Alex Torres, I've about had it with you, okay? I've about had it with you. So Alex Torres dropping a comment here. He says the Vikings are good at blowing horns and blowing games. Listen, I'm sick and tired of you. You have children, okay? Anyway.
Oh, that's good.
That doesn't mean a thing.
Okay, Snow, who you got in this one?
Oh God. I mean, I could be a little bit more sympathetic for Minnesota if they were playing at home. If they were playing at home and this game would have been a little bit more closer. Maybe, if Minnesota had a couple more victories under their belt, then maybe we'd be looking at a different NFC North matchup, different style matchup instead of it being a 1-4 for the North right now. However, I got no sympathy right now because I am seeing what's going down in Green Bay because there is a bad man named Aaron Rodgers, and he's just going to give a Viking funeral in Green Bay this week. So give me the Packers, baby.
All right, so we all go Green Bay across the board here, huh? So let's.
I'm just gonna say this right now because I'm pretty sure this will be the next one up. Can we all just agree to just skip this, push this,
okay,
and all just go KC because we're not even. I don't want to say this team's name because we already know who's coming next on this selection.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me as one Flex Mike as one of the two founding members of the Flex Network here. I am speaking on behalf of the entire Flex Network, where we will come together in agreement saying that the Kansas City Chiefs at 6-1 will roll over and sorry, I didn't say that. Roll over the New York Football Jets.
I think
who are 0-7. Hey, actually, I'll give one of you guys $20 if you can tell me, and Snow, if you know, don't say it. If you can tell me how many points the Chiefs are favored by over the Jets. I'm gonna start with you, Cam. Tell me, who do you think? If you hit it on the head, I'll give you $20.
It's tough because it sounds like it's outrageous. I feel like they're favored by, I'm gonna say 20.
Okay, Snow, what about you? Do you know, Snow, or do you not know?
Yeah, I have it in front of me.
You know? Okay,
yeah.
Well, I'm not even going to ask you. But Cam, you almost got, and look at Alex Torres here.
Oh,
Alex
come on!
He says 18.5. Cam, you want to know what they're favored by? They're favored by 19.5 points.
That's whack.
Dude,
Oh,
that
wait,
is
does he want to take a
such
guess on what the over/under is?
Oh my gosh, I bet it's
Do you
wild.
want to
Let
take
me
a guess?
guess. So if they're favored by 20, I will say the over under has to be 35-3. I don't know, dude. So 38 points is the over under.
Cam, you want to take a stab?
I'll say the over/unders for like 40. I think the Jets put up 10. So yeah, I think the over/unders 40.
You're crazy. You're crazy. Anyway, Snow, what is it?
He's close. But add 9. 49 is the over/under right now.
Listen, the Jets aren't scoring 10 points, dude. I swear, Cam, I'll tell you this right now.
I'll give him 3.
If the Jets listen, we will go live on Facebook together. I swear to everything that I've ever believed in. If the Jets score 10 points, I'll do 100 push-ups on Facebook Live just for the world to see. On the Flex Network's Facebook, I will go live and do 100 push-ups.
I gotta see
Dude, I
this.
swear, if
Oh my
they
God.
score 10 points, I'll be sick to my stomach. I swear. Anyway, we're moving on from that garbage of a game.
And Mike,
go ahead.
I think we can just safely assume that KC's not going to roll over them. They're going to scalp them. The Green Machine's going to get scalped.
So for all my landscaping aficionados out there, in the wintertime, right before you're getting ready to get to grass cutting season, the last cut before grass cutting season hits, people typically scalp their yards. They cut it as low as possible so that their grass can grow after that. Well, that's how they do it here in Texas. But
Wrong.
listen, they're scalping them like crazy. Like they're gonna cut them and it's gonna hurt. Jets. Okay, hold on. Jets are gonna butt interception Mahomes. If that happens somehow, listen. You don't know this, but Alex Torres, I'm pretty sure he lives in the city called Mansfield, which is like south of Arlington, which is where the Cowboys play. I'll drive to not Mansfield. He lives in Midlothian, which is like a little bit southeast. Anyway, but if there's a butt interception, okay, he says 200 push-ups if he does. Oh, he lives in Keeney. Ugh.
Oh, I know where you at, Alex. I love Keene.
Oh
no, that's too far, bro. I can't go that far.
I'm gonna cry if they have. I'm gonna cry if the Jets actually pull off the Mark Sanchez again.
Listen, all I know is there was a butt fumble with the. I don't call him Mark Sanchez. I call him the Sanchez, which is what he is. But anyway,
Okay.
let's keep it rolling here. We got a few games left. Rams, Dolphins. Rams favored by 3.5 points. Dolphins lost to the Seahawks, took care of business like nobody's business over the 49ers. This is their third NFC West team that they are facing. I'm going to start with SnowMan. SnowMan, who do you have in this one? Rams favored by 3.5.
Cam, you were right again. I mean, this is right up your alley too, because this is a trap game.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah. I mean, okay, it is, but it isn't, because think about it. We're now going to be seeing two a time down with the Fish Boys. It's going to be two a time with the Fish Boys. However, the Rams coming off last week. Let me make sure I had that score right on my end. Coming off of last week.
Well, the Rams beat the Bears on Monday Night Football 24-10.
Beating the Bears. So they had a strong game out there at home, 15-14.
And Snow, you know what else, Snow, is the Rams didn't just win; they beat the Bears 24-10, and that's a good defense. The Bears have a good defense. Their offense is obviously suspect and very disgusting to even watch.
Hey, are we
but-
going to admit that it might be Matt Nagy's play calling?
Let's talk about that for a second. You know, Nick Foles came out this week and said that there were plays that were called in by Matt Nagy, who's supposed to be this offensive guru last time I checked. That's what they said anyway when they hired him. But Matt Nagy coming in, calling a play on offense, and Nick Foles, not known for being the greatest quarterback, had a good Super Bowl and a good postseason, obviously that one year when the Eagles won the championship. But Nick Foles telling Matt Nagy, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to have enough time to run this play. This isn't going to work. That's not going to. I'm just like, dude, I don't know. If Nick Foles is telling you that something's not going to work, then I'd be like, listen, you should probably listen to Nick Foles a little bit. If he's like, because I feel like he's probably one of those guys that's like, man, I can do it. Yeah, we can do this, we can do that, whatever. But like Nick Foles telling you that something's not going to work, listen, you should probably listen to him a little bit.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yep, 100%. But anyway, let's keep it rolling. Rams, Dolphins.
And again,
I got a bad feeling about this.
As much as I want to jump on them Rams,
do it. Go
again, I feel like this is a trap game because this year Miami has been a thorn in a lot of people's sides. Actually, in the last several years, there tends to be games where they just buck the system and they pull out something. And seeing that it's going to be two a time, you know what? As much as I've been bashing on them Dolphins, literally, I think I'm going to do it.
Hi, I'm looking for Ray Finkel. And a clean pair of shorts.
Give me the fish boys.
What?
Cam, go ahead. I want to hear it.
Look here. You have no idea what to expect from Tua. Like you.
Again, this is a trap game. This is a trap.
It's not a trap game. It is not. Aaron Donald is gonna he's gonna have Tua running for his life. All right. I am an Alabama fan, but I was not a huge Tua fan. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. No, I am. If Fitzmagic was starting this game, I might choose him. I might, but he's not. He's not. So give me the Rams over the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with you there. As much as I want to see Tua absolutely light up the Rams and kill them. And you know what? If I'm wrong on this one and the Dolphins win, listen, I'm gonna be happy to tell you.
It's a win.
I'm gonna be happy. Listen, even if it ends up me, even if it ends up me being losing the game, like I don't even care, dude. Like it is what it is, and I lose the week because of this game. That's okay. The Rams lost.
It's a great week.
But in this situation, I am absolutely taking the Los Angeles Rams, who are relatively healthy. And I don't know if you've noticed this in the wide world of sports, Snow, but the Los Angeles Lakers won the NBA championship. And then just last night, the Los Angeles Dodgers won the World Series. And so a lot of people talking about, well, the Rams are in pretty good position to win. Yeah. I obviously disagree. Just look over my shoulders here, and you'll see the team that I'm really hoping that is a serious contender when it's all said and done with. But I'm gonna take the Rams in this one. Listen, I understand that the Dolphins have Byron Jones and what's his name, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Is that who's over there?
No. He's with the Steelers.
Xavier Howard. Yeah. So Xavier Howard's over there. Those are two good guys. We don't know who's healthy, who's not, but I just don't think they have enough right now. I don't really know what's going on with Miami, so I'm gonna take the Rams in this one. Rams sitting at 5-2. Dolphins sitting at 3-3. Dolphins are definitely overachieving right now, and that's fine. Brian Flores is a great coach, and they have better days ahead of them.
Flores, man.
Let's move on to a game that I'm actually really excited about. A little AFC North matchup between the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers sitting at 6-0, taking on the Ravens at 5-1. The Ravens' only loss, of course, to the Kansas City Chiefs. Baltimore favored by 3.5 over Pittsburgh. I'm going to start with Snow. Tell me who you have in this one.
No, actually, this is a Cam. Cam's the first one. I did the last one.
You damn right.
I started off first. Last one.
You damn right it's on me. I'm about to keep it real. All right. Like I told y'all, I had the Steelers going to the Super Bowl. Kind of funny. The Steelers are undefeated. I had the Steelers versus Cowboys. So I'm not just insanely crazy. Like one team is undefeated, my Cowboys ain't doing so well. But I'd be a fool. To hop off this Steelers wagon because these guys are scoring the ball and they're playing good defense. So give me the Steelers over the Ravens.
Okay. Listen, I'm just going to let you know something real quick, Cam. I know you've seen it. You know, Dave Chappelle Show, Comedy Central was very successful for a couple of years. When keeping it real goes wrong, okay? When keeping it real goes wrong. Listen, they very well could beat the Ravens this week. Would not surprise me one bit. Plus, the Ravens signed Des Bryant, who is one of my favorite receivers ever in the NFL. I've never bought a Dallas Cowboys jersey or even wanted a Dallas Cowboys jersey. But years ago, when my wife and I were dating, listen, my wife and I are about to be married for 7 years, okay? So this years ago when we were dating, she bought me a Des Bryant Dallas Cowboys jersey. And I'm not going to put on a Dallas Cowboys jersey for any reason, but Des Bryant is one of my favorite players. I've always loved him. I've loved guys like Adrian Peterson. I also have his jersey. There's certain players that I really like. But Baltimore in this one's tough. It's an AFC North battle. When we were doing the recaps, I was talking about how frustrating it is to play a division opponent. It doesn't matter how good that opponent is. It doesn't matter how bad that opponent is. There's just something about playing another team in your division that knows you better than anybody else. This is going to be a tough game. I think this game is going to come down to 3 points. I think it'll be close. I would not be surprised if Baltimore won. I would not be surprised if Pittsburgh won. And I would not be surprised if either team blew the other team out of the water.
Yep.
But in this one, I think we have a close matchup. They both play defense. They both have a good pass rush. You got Marlon Humphrey on one side for Baltimore. You got the guy I was talking about earlier, Minkah Fitzpatrick, on the other side for Pittsburgh. You got T.J. Watt, who should have been a Dallas Cowboy over there on that side. But in this one, I'm going Pittsburgh. Give me Pittsburgh. Snow, go ahead.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Do it.
So, of course, Pittsburgh is the last undefeated team standing. And of course, they're playing against them Baltimore Ravens, 5-1. This is going to determine who sits on top of that AFC North. Pitt has been looking so good, so on fire, and just two. But you know what? Baltimore has done the exact same thing. Granted, their one loss was to them Chiefs at KC in a damn good matchup. So I believe we're going to get another good one. Even better one, because this is going to be an conference game. This is going to be a divisional game. This is going to be a very, very great game to watch. The last morning game of the week on Sunday on CBS. Hope everybody, you be able to go and check that out. But as for your guys' picks, going with them Pittsburgh Steelers, Big Ben, ringing in Pittsburgh, PA. Unfortunately for you guys, I got my buddy here, Mr. Poe. And seeing as it be that it will be Halloween on Saturday, and he just feeling so festive right now. He's just feeling so festive. And the fact that this game is going to be played on November 1st, he's still going to have a lot of energy left to enjoy some Raven football because I'm flying with that Raven.
I really love that. Let's go ahead and move forward. Chargers sitting at 2-4. Broncos also sitting at 2-4. Little AFC West matchup here. The Los Angeles Chargers are favored by 3. Cowboy Cam. Actually, I lied. SnowMan. Let me hear who you got in this one.
Surprisingly, I think this one's also going to be a trap game. 2-4, a bunch of 2-4s going on up against each other. Denver has won 3 of the last 4 games against the Chargers. And let's see, it's bottom of the barrel for AFC West. Winner's going to be fighting with them Raiders to, try to at least maybe get into a wild card, position here. But I don't feel comfortable with Denver as much. I think they still have a lot to go, still a lot of things that need to be worked out there up at Mile High. So give me the Bolts.
The good old Bolts. Cowboy Cam, let me hear it. Who you got in this one?
Man, this is really tough. Once again, I was wrong about Justin Herbert. My God, he's really good. He can ball. Man, it's tough because I want to go Denver. I really love Drew Lock. I'm going to stick by that pick. Drew Lock is the future of Denver. But they just got too many injuries for me. I'm going to go with the Chargers, but I'll be happy. I'll be happy if Denver wins, but I'll go with the Chargers.
This one is so wild.
It's a trap.
You're talking about the Broncos, right? They beat the Patriots just a couple weeks ago.
6 field goals.
The Chargers have been so underwhelming. Oh my gosh. That Chargers defense though is so real.
Mm-hmm.
That is the real deal. Listen, this is like we've said in past weeks. And it's like they say on the WWE airwaves, I'm doing what's best for business right now. And what's best for business is for me to take the Los Angeles Chargers because of how real that defense is. Yeah. Drew Lock is barely getting back. Phillip Lindsay, I believe right now is questionable. No one really knows. You got a Justin Herbert, rookie quarterback who seems to be slinging that thing all over the place. Hunter Henry, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. You got guys all over the place. I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm not very confident in that pick, but I'm going to take it. And then we're just going to move forward here. Let's go. The 4-2 New Orleans Saints taking on the 5-2 Chicago Bears. Alvin Kamara is healthy, proven he's the best back in the NFL this season. He's looking great. No one really knows what's going on. Bears have dropped. Have they dropped 2 straight now? I believe they have. They lost to the Rams, and then they lost the week before that. Yeah, they're 5-2. They've dropped 2 straight. So New Orleans on Fox for
No, they didn't drop 2 straight.
No, not 2 straight. No.
They week 6 they played the Panthers. They won 23-16. So their last loss was
Monday night against the Rams, but they lost before that because they have 2 losses on here.
Yeah, they lost. Give me 2 seconds. I can tell you because I have their schedule. Before that they lost to the Colts week 4.
Okay.
19-11.
Right. That was in that run of games where the Colts weren't allowing teams to score more than 12 points on them, which is just wild. Yeah. Anyway, so we got the 4-2 Saints taking on the 5-2 Bears. New Orleans favored by 4 points. Let's go to the SnowMan to see what he thinks about this one.
As much as I keep saying about them monsters of the Midway, last week they didn't really do as great as I hoped they were going to be doing. Literally, you lose by 14 against them Rams. And I mean, granted, it was on Rams territory, so yeah, not really. You guys aren't really good out here on the West Coast. Chicago did not look good at all going up against an NFC opponent, so that's not great. And the fact that they're now going to have to go on back home to play them Bayou boys, them saintly boys, and they are yards per game this year for rushing. They have allowed they have had 84.1 rushing yards per game this season, fewest in the NFL. They're going to have to rely on that arm a whole hell of a lot. But unfortunately, this time I'm feeling saintly. So give me them Saints.
Okay, now for the most pure and truest Saint hater on the podcast, Cowboy Cam. Let us hear it.
I am appalled. I'm not a Saint hater. I just know Drew Brees' arm is gonna give out. So I don't even get my hopes up anymore about it. I know that arm is gonna give out. I know it's gonna get tired. Like you said, the Bears only give up 84 yards rushing per game. We know the Saints want to give Alvin Kamara the ball. I don't trust Matt Nagy. I wish he would. I feel like he knows he needs to give up play calling. I feel like he knows it. But they are playing in Chicago. Khalil Mack is coming to town. Well, Khalil Mack is in town. Give me the Bears. I'm going to take the Bears over the Saints.
Oh, like I said, the most pure Saints hater. He says that he's appalled, but then he immediately follows up after saying that he's appalled with, I just know, insert negative Saint comment here. It's okay. We all have that. I am that way against any NFC West team outside of, I think the Cardinals I'm fairly even on, but the other two I'm very against. But I'm going to take New Orleans in this one. They look like they've been figuring it out a little bit without Michael Thomas. They've been adjusting on the fly to, how are they going to operate their offense without Michael Thomas? And so it looks like they're going to be without him once again. And so I like the Saints in this one. I just don't think that Chicago has anything to offer offensively, and so I don't trust them. And that's really what it comes down to. And I just ran across a stat that would blow your mind, and I'm so glad the game that we're on right now, it just fits so perfect. Alex Torres says Saints by 4. What do you guys think about that?
I think it will be a close game.
It'll be a close game, yeah.
Bears are still in the hunt up there at the NFC North. They're right behind. They're nitpicking at them Packers right now, 5-2. They're sitting, and Packers are sitting at 5-1 with 2 divisional wins. They kind of need to stay in tip shape if they want to get ahead of them Packers. But I feel like Saints need this more because they're right behind Tampa Bay, and they need to jump them.
This actually brings me so much joy. It's not even funny. We're moving to this next game, and it brings me a lot of joy because
he's gonna be saying this at the end.
Ain't I a stinker?
But let me tell you this right here. We got the 2-5 Dallas Cowboys taking on the 2-4-1. I don't know what's more disgusting, 2-5 or 2-4-1. It's got to be 2-4-1. It's more disgusting.
That 2-4-1, it just looks disgusting.
It's so gross. Anyway,
yeah.
2-4-1 Philadelphia Eagles.
Can we also say that this game, it's disgusting that has to be on Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, that is very gross.
Can we get a I'll even go for Tampa Bay versus New York on Sunday night rather than watching this dumpster fire.
Alex Torres wants us to skip this one, but the only reason we can't skip this one is because we might have differing opinions. But listen, Cowboys, Eagles, Philly's favored by 8 points. 8 points for a team that's just as bad. I'm like,
oh my God.
What in the world is going on? But allow me, ladies and gentlemen, listeners of the
Alex,
Flex
we can't
Network
move
Airways. I'm gonna read this stat to you. I'm just reading it from Adam Schefter. It's the most wild stat that I've ever heard in my life. Dallas this season is 0-7 against the spread. The first time Dallas has ever started 0-7 against the spread. It's one of the longest winless streaks to start a season against the spread over the last 20 years. And this is per ESPN stat and info. The only other time Oakland failed to cover each of their first 8 games against the
Dallas.
spread. And no, listen to me, Snow. Oakland failed to cover each of its first 8 games against the spread in 2003. So if Dallas this week fails to cover against the spread, they will be tied with the Oakland Raiders of 2003 for historically one of the worst teams against the spread in a single season. So, ladies and gentlemen, for all your cowboy ears and cowboy eyes and cowboy noses, I present to you Cowboy Cam with his week prediction. Cowboys, Eagles, let me hear it.
Cam. I feel like this really needs to be played because trust me, you need this. Very, 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 very well.
Be patient. Just wait. They will not let you down. They are an accident waiting to happen.
And
help! Somebody better get me some more players up in here right now. I mean, come on. Jordan's playing with broken ribs. Our linebackers have never met each other. I mean, I know y'all like Hail Marys, but you know what's even better? Me not having to throw so many damn Hail Marys.
Proceed.
Time out, Cam. The idea of our linebackers never meeting each other is
Oh my
insane.
God.
If the Seahawks or the Cowboys ever had a defense where the linebackers never met each other, I would lose it. But anyway, let's go ahead. Keep it rolling. Cam, let me hear it this week. Who you got? Cowboys, Eagles.
First off, I really needed that clip early in the season when Dak was throwing for all the yardage and stuff. Literally, that was Dak Prescott. Like, yo, help me out here. So the Cowboys are on their third string quarterback, Ben DiNucci, the Nooch.
Don't care that they have a third string quarterback. All you need is a warm body to turn around and hand the ball off and play defense.
You
Also,
said the
listen,
magic
I need.
words.
Listen, this is what we really needed when we were talking about this, right? When we're talking about the Cowboys, I don't even know if that quote was based off of the Cowboys. It might have been based off of, I think I was talking about the Raiders, actually.
Yeah,
No.
the Raiders, yeah.
No, we were talking about Denver. And
Denver, yeah.
I was saying about they're in this rotation of their third, their quarterbacks just going round and round, and that quote
But anyway,
pops up.
That would actually apply to the Cowboys if they had anything that resembled an offensive lineman. But anyway, I digress. Cam, let's hear it.
Well, wait a minute. Zach Martin's back this week. Now, here's where I will know if the coaches are paying attention. Okay, our tackles are really bad. But Terrence Steele, our right tackle, is the worst. If you put Zach Martin at right tackle, leave Connor McGovern at right guard, you got a really good center in Tyler Biadasz. You got Connor Williams playing really good football. A lot of Cowboy fans seem to try to pick on him, but he's playing really good. And you got Cam Irving at left tackle. You might have a chance to run the football because Terrence Steele is that bad. But I know the Dallas. I know our coaches aren't going to do it. So I won't even get my hopes up. I know our coaching staff won't do it, but that's how it should be. Zach Martin should be your right tackle. It'll give Ben DiNucci time to somewhat throw a football. But no, the Eagles just play hard. The Eagles got a bunch of injuries, but they play hard. They will not fold on their coach. Doug Peterson gets these guys to play hard every week. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles, but Carson Wentz will give the Dallas Cowboys a chance to win the game. He'll give them a chance. It's up to the Dallas Cowboys to actually do it. But yeah, Carson Wentz is just bad. He's bad. He's really bad. But he'll give you a chance to win the game. But I don't see that happening. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh no! We suck again!
All right, Snow, let me hear it.
Can I get a replay of that when I was playing earlier about the Dallas Cowboys season?
Iceberg, right ahead!
Thank you.
Oh my God, we killed Kenny. We killed Kenny? We're bastards.
Yeah, sorry, Dallas. It go happen. Give me Philly. They look too strong up there, sitting at the top of NFC East.
You're just everything about you is disgusting. If you are using the word strong with any NFC East team, listen.
Compared to the rest of everybody in the NFC East, they're the stronger one.
No. They just beat the Giants last week, 22-21. What do you mean? They're bad.
Mike, let me
the
say
Giants
this.
are bad. Go ahead.
Oh, let me say this. Daniel Jones on a third and short dropped a dime to Evan Ingram. Like if he catches the ball, they run the clock out. But he dropped it, giving Philly a chance to go win the game. Like Philadelphia Eagles are not good. They're not good. But the Dallas Cowboys are so injury riddled and not good at football as a team. They're even worse that the Eagles have a chance to win the game.
Just read the lovely little ticker. Who's in first?
Listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in. You're talking 2-4-1, 2-5, 2-5, and 1-6. Okay, it does not matter.
Which is
the
true.
whatchamacallits are bad. The Giants are bad. The Cowboys are bad and injured. And the Eagles are bad and injured. And everyone thinks, oh, because the Eagles won a Super Bowl a couple years ago, like they're going to be relevant. You're like, no, they can't even beat up on their own division. They are bad. But I'll tell you right now, the Eagles are probably going to win because they're not nearly as injured as the Cowboys are. And they actually have a functioning quarterback. As bad as he is, as bad as we've been saying he's been all season, he's at least functioning.
Yes.
He's doing whatever he does. And so they will win that game. But on paper, they should probably win by 17. But when it comes down to it, they're going to win by 7. And it's going to be the garbage game of the week. And we will keep it moving from there because no one cares about that.
Time out.
We got 2.
What's your pick? You were just going on. You didn't say your pick.
I said Philly's gonna win. Philly's gonna win by 7 is what I said. Okay, Philly will win. Let's go to the Seahawks game, and then we'll go to our Monday night game. 49ers, Seahawks. The afternoon game at 3:25. Am I reading that right? Yes, 3:25. Seattle's favored by 3. San Francisco sitting at 4-1. 4-3. Seattle sitting at 5-1. I'll start here. There's no chance in hell the Seahawks are losing this game. Not only are we not losing 2 straight, we're not losing to San Francisco. They're not good. They're fake. Russell Wilson's going to throw for all types of touchdowns again. DK Metcalf is going to just be running free because there's no DB on that field that can cover him. I don't care who it is. Cam, I'll go to you, and we'll finish up with Snow on this game. Who do you got in this one? Go ahead and do it. I dare you. Go ahead. You're going to throw away your whole week. Look at him. He wants to do it.
All-time bonehead plays.
This would be it if he said the words we're all thinking he's about to say.
No,
this is the type of score that I'm talking.
Thank you.
This is the type of score I'm talking about. Alex Torres over here talking about Seahawks 35, San Francisco 10. You know what? That actually wouldn't even surprise me. It really wouldn't, because San Francisco's that injured.
Well, your defense is also really bad.
Yeah, but we can't get 2 of the same guys to play. There's zero chemistry. We've been waiting for 5 weeks for Jamal Adams to play, or 4 weeks, or however long it's been.
Man, since y'all played the Cowboys, basically.
Yes. Also, Alex Torres over here spitting facts. Tyler Lockett is a beast, is what he says.
Cold-blooded.
Fire emoji. That dude was locked in last week. It was so wild. It was just so unfortunate that we lost a game that we should have won, especially when we were up by 10 with like 4 minutes left. But whatever, I'll leave that alone. But Tyler Lockett, dude, he was just on another planet last week. And DK Metcalf looks like he burned all his energy chasing down Buda Baker. So who knows? But Snow, give me this one. Who you got? I have a feeling where you're going, but I want to hear it anyway.
I mean, it's no question. We're all just gonna be jumping on that because we all gonna be listening to some bittersweet symphony for this, because we're all rolling and flying with them Hawks.
I can't stand you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to our final game here. We have the Buccaneers and the New York Giants, Monday Night Football. Tampa Bay's favored by 10.5. This is our tiebreaker pick. We need a winner, and we need, what was it, Snow? Total points scored is what we were going with.
Yeah, we're going for the total points scored. So you don't
for
need
both
to do,
teams.
Yeah, for
yes,
combined score. You don't need to do 24-23. So
okay,
we just need an overall.
I'll start here. The Giants aren't good. Everyone knows that. The Buccaneers are like ESPN and Fox and CBS and anyone else who reports on anything. This seems to be their favorite up and coming team all of a sudden. Antonio Brown, is he playing this week? Week 8, is he playing, or does he play week 9?
Nope. He is suspended through week 8.
So he'll come back against the
field
Saints.
9.
Yeah, he'll be on the field against the Saints next week. So no Antonio Brown yet. Gronk has slowly kind of been coming back to his normal form. So be on the lookout for that. Buccaneers over the Giants. Total points scored. Give me 62. I think that the Buccaneers score about 42, and I think that the Giants probably score about 20. So I'm going to take 62 for total points scored.
It was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Damn, going that far? Okay.
That's a lot of points, man.
Stop it. He's already dead.
I might be dead wrong on this, but I just have a feeling like that the Tampa Bay can really have that explosion. So I'm going to roll with 62.
And it is the Giants, so.
Right.
Give me Tampa. Think the score total, say 40 points. Because the Giants have a good defense.
Yeah, so a 30 and a 10. Okay, at least. Yep. Yeah, I think we're all jumping on that pirate ship. We're all jumping on the Jolly Roger and swinging some swords with them Buccaneers as we ride on up to Giants MetLife Stadium. However, I'm going to play the smart field on this. Give me total points at 50.
Okay.
50.
I'm
okay.
I'm gonna play the middle.
So we got 40, 50, 63. Okay.
63? Okay. I thought it was 62.
No, 62. It's 62.
62.
Okay.
Yeah, I said 62 at first.
Right.
Okay. That is our picks of the week for week 8. This is the NFL Week in Review show on the Flex Network. I am Flex Mike at FlexMike11 on Twitter. Above me is Cowboy Cam on Facebook on his Cowboy Cam page at Cowboy Cam11 on Twitter. And then next to him is the one and only the SnowMan at AJS Dead Snow on Twitter. Also at FlexNet_PW Elite on Twitter, on all of our YouTube pages. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere. We're also on every podcasting platform. So if you're a podcast downloader, please download our podcast and give us a review, a rating and a review on there, and say some good things about us if you enjoy our show. We like that, and that helps us out more than you know. Also, invite all your friends to like our Facebook page. We're trying to grow our following there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're in all of those places. But until next week, we will catch you guys later.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.